Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode from Leo World News. I know it's been a while since we've dropped one of these broadcasts, but we've been going through some things, getting on the production side and getting the studio set up right the way we want so we can be a little bit more consistent with these videos and broadcasts, and working on the website as well and putting a little bit more focus into that. But I'm not going to hold you. I just want to say thank you to all the subscribers on the channel for remaining a subscriber, and I'm not going to hold you. We're going to get straight into it. Who's on the plate today is Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo in a 168 undisputed boxing match that is going down September 30th, pay-per-view. You know how that goes. Shout out to the streamers. But first things first, is this the right fight for Jermell Charlo? He's coming up 2 weight classes to meet Canelo for this fight. That's number one. 2 weight classes. Yeah. He says he walks around probably at that weight. He won't give us the full details. He's probably heavier than that, and that's naturally. But if that's the case, then he basically comes down 2 weight classes to fight at 154, and that's very similar to what Errol Spence has been doing, and that's why he looked very bad and drained to me at 147 against Terrence Crawford. But that's not what we're here to talk about. But him going up 2 weight classes to fight the natural bigger guy, somewhat speaking, Canelo Alvarez, and the better boxer, one of the best boxers in the history of boxing, and the undisputed champion at 168. Yes, this is a big fight. This is a big fight for Jermell Charlo. He would immediately become pound for pound one of the best to ever do it. He beats Canelo Alvarez. But do you really think he can? Does he really think he can beat Canelo? Is this just a big money fight? Is this one of those? Is Canelo the cash cow now? Is he the Money Mayweather of boxing? You can go ahead and get big millions. You get that Canelo fight, don't matter you win or lose. Is that what's going on here? I hope not. I don't think he's going. I think he's going there to try to knock him out. But is it still? This is a risky choice for him to make. Jumping up 2 weight classes. He's coming off a broken hand. Do not forget, he's coming off a broken hand. He hasn't been boxing. He hasn't had a fight in probably 16 months or more. And he's coming back to fight an active Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, his last 2 performances, wasn't the best. People are saying that Canelo is, including Mayweather, people are saying that Canelo is starting to look old. People are saying that he's enjoying life, quote unquote. He's been drinking, and he's just enjoying his millions and his, all the money he's made and all the hard work. Canelo has a lot of fights. He's fought a lot of people. And him taking this fight and wanting this fight, because he called Jermell for this fight. So are we gonna see a refocused Canelo to fight the younger Jermell? To show the critics, he's still here. He's still the top guy. Of course, it's a big money fight. He's gonna make money. He's already rich, so it's not like he's been sitting around waiting for the Jermell Charlo fight, and waiting for this to happen. He had other plans. He ran into a brick wall in Dimitri Bivol and had to change some things up. But he tried, though. He tried for greatness and fell short. But he's still one of the best boxers to ever do it. But I don't know. What if Jermell loses? What where do we go from there? Does he just jump back to 154 even though he was just stripped? You know, there's fights there. There's people there that he's ducking from. Tony Harrison. What if Canelo loses? Does he retire from boxing? I mean, think about that, you guys. That would last two performances was a little lackadaisical. Let's say, and I'm just hypothetically speaking. Now, I'm not saying Jermell Charlo will do this, but let's just say he knocks him out. Let's say he gets the knockout. What does Canelo do after that? Does he retire? If he wins, he's already said what he wants to do. He said he wants to go after the twin, Jermell. So, I mean, we know what Jermell said. What he wants to do if he wins. Well, I don't know if he wins or loses. Maybe the Terrence Crawford fight may still happen regardless, win or lose. But Canelo says if he wins, he wants the twin. So, to me, this is what I think. I feel like Canelo's refocused. You know, he hears what people are saying. I think he's coming out and he's coming. It's not. Yeah, it's a big money fight, but that's not what it's about. He's coming out to prove a point. I see him stopping Charlo, and probably under 10 rounds. And the reason why that is just because I just think he's the better boxer. He has the higher IQ, more experienced boxer. Yeah, they are both undisputed. Jermell's undisputed at 154, Canelo at 168. But there's always been I think Jermell, he's a good fighter. He's a great fighter. But I feel like I feel like he's ducking that Tony Harrison fight at 154, that third fight. There needs to be a third fight because he was losing the second fight up until he knocked him out. Okay? Tony Harrison outboxed him the first fight. Tony Harrison was outboxing him in the second fight until that 10th or 11th knockout that he got on him. And that's because Tony Harrison started showboating. And he hasn't went back. He doesn't show no interest in fighting Tony Harrison, and Tony Harrison has been spent since then his past couple years chasing Charlo, and you see what Charlo's doing. He's taking these type of opportunities when given, and he's ducking the less pretty risky fight. But are we saying Canelo or Tony Harrison is a better boxer than Canelo Alvarez? Hell no. Hell no. And so, with that being said, well, I feel like Jermell's in trouble. Canelo, the head movement, the power shots. Jermell's gonna have to step up his IQ real fast. Somebody that's gonna be Canelo's coming forward, and them counter shots. You know, I would have liked to have seen Jermell versus Caleb Plant before this fight. And Caleb Plant's a great boxer, and I mean boxer. You know, he's on his feet. You know, and he got walked down by Canelo. So I don't see it going 12 rounds. And Jermell's only chance is to knock Canelo out, and I don't see that happening unless, like what Mayweather is saying, and others are saying, the boxing world is saying that Canelo, father time is catching up with him, and maybe he's just a little bit slower, and he does get knocked out. And this is Charlo's, you know, this is his big fight, and this is his time, and he's the big dog, and that's what we could see. But we'll definitely see what's going on September 30th. I will definitely try to make another blog about that, you know, before September 30th, just as we get closer to the fight. But moving forward, this weekend, what we got going on, the main event, UFC, MMA, Aljamain Sterling versus Sugar, and I'm not a Sugar fan. I think he lost to Peter Yan, and so I'm kind of on the side of Aljo. I think Aljo does what Aljo does, with his style. These the strikes mixing in with the wrestling. Once he gets, I think if he gets Sugar to the ground, which Peter Yan was able to do, but he's not the as good of a wrestler as Aljo. If Aljo gets him to the ground, it's over for him. It's over for him. I don't know if he chokes him out, but I know he's definitely gonna be pounding him. And we're gonna see what Sugar can do on the ground. You know he ain't got no jiu-jitsu down there, so it's all about him trying to keep the fight on his feet, and trying to get the knockout that way. But if he goes to the ground, it's about how fast can he get back up, if he can get back up. That one could still go 5 rounds. If it goes 5 rounds, he'll still, the fight always starts standing, so he will have a chance to knock him out in multiple chances. I don't see Aljo knocking him out standing, so I see Aljo taking him down to the ground, pounding him and trying to get the submission, if early. That other than that, he'll beat him unanimously with just the takedowns and the strikes. But if you sit there and play the strike game with this guy, it's very dangerous. Very dangerous. So I'm still excited to Aljo. So we'll definitely have to see how that goes. I might go live Saturday night for that fight. Try to call the fight. Trying to do something new. We'll see if everything in production is up and going. If we're able to do that for you guys, I'm definitely gonna do that. But once again, I want to say thank you for all the subscribers. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out Leo World News for your latest blogs, hip-hop blogs, and sports. And I want to say I appreciate everyone for staying subscribed to the channel. Thank you. I'm gone.